should be. Now? Facebook been doing something the last couple of days. YouTube is on, I think. YouTube is on. I'm looking at YouTube. Do me a favor, if you can, post the YouTube link And just tell people to go there, because I'm not going to worry about Facebook no more. Saying the browser won't let it access. I'm not gonna let it. Get my show started. Testing. I'm gonna need you at some point to go get that salmon out the oven. Towards the end. Huh? Okay. Hello, and welcome to hopefully another edutaining episode of Create Simple Meals, where you know we only have those 3 rules. You must have passion, you must have patience, and you must be willing to practice. So today we are doing garlic noodles. It's a recipe that was made famous, I believe, in San Francisco. Some people consider it a Vietnamese dish. Whatever it is, it's a very simple meal. It's the ingredients is in the title. Garlic and noodles. So we're going to go ahead and get started with that right now. I've already began boiling my noodles, so I can actually shut that off and set these over here. I'll drain those in a second. So I want them to gum up. Now while we at it, we're going to go ahead and start with these noodles. So for the noodles, first thing you're going to do is you're going to melt 4 tablespoons of butter. So let's go ahead and get that started. So my daughter was every night I text everyone what they want to eat. And I told them I have to stop messing with her because she always come with these not too simple meals. Last night we was doing ramen, but with her it got to be shiitake mushrooms and homemade noodles and a whole bunch of other stuff. And I'm like, hey man, this stuff ain't simple. So but we will be doing ramen at some point in the future, but we're going to do it a whole lot simpler. Ramen is one of them things that can take hours to do if you're doing it the traditional way from scratch. But back to the garlic noodles. So we're going to melt this butter, and as it melts down, we're going to caramelize some thinly sliced garlic, real thinly sliced garlic. Give y'all a shot in the pot there, and you're just going to slightly cook these until they start caramelizing. I'm going to do it even before the butter finish melting because it'll keep on melting. Check this over chill real quick. Alright. So we're going to caramelize this garlic about 2 or 3 minutes or so. So you ain't trying to cook them all the way, and you definitely don't want to burn them. You just want to start releasing that garlic flavor into the butter. And while that's doing that, folks, if you just now tuning in, please don't forget to subscribe to us if you're on YouTube. Hit that notification bell so that you'll know that we are on. Please like and follow us on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram, and don't forget to tap into us on TikTok. For this show and all previous shows and recipes, visit createsimplemeals.com. Email me any of your questions at askme@createsimplemeals.com. You can hit that chat button while you're there, and please share this with your friends and your family. All right, now that we got that nice and sauteed, we're going to go ahead and we're going to add in just about a tablespoon or so of oyster sauce. And a tablespoon or so of soy sauce. A little bit of sesame oil. About a teaspoon or so of this sesame oil. And a teaspoon of brown sugar. I said this is a real super simple recipe. And we're going to let that cook just a little bit to thicken up some, not too much. And while that's that, we're going to go ahead and now add in, we can go ahead and grab it now. These scallions. Now, if it gets a little too thick, that pasta water you had, you're going to take that and add that right into it. Just to loosen it up some. And as always, folks, this show is brought to you by the Self-Employed Tax Guy, the first ever tax company built from the ground up for you and me. Self-Lodge Planning for all your current and future travel needs. Please hit up Self-Lodge Planning. For You by Me Creative Design. For all your unique gift ideas, hit up For You by Me Creative Design. And by Petty Phrase. If you got something to say, get a custom-made t-shirt and say it with your chest. I'm going to add just a little more. I'm going to thin this out. Just a little bit more, because that oyster sauce and that brown sugar is going to thicken it up some. You don't want it too thin, but you also don't want it to gum up on you. All right, let me go ahead and drain this pasta. Now, here's a simple trick or an idea, folks. When you're doing your pasta, I make my pasta from scratch. I said before, I got one of those very inexpensive pasta makers. It's very simple. But when you're doing your pasta, as an idea, add in some sesame oil and some garlic into the water. It'll give it a nice complexity of flavors. Then we just basically gonna toss these noodles right. The downside about having a pasta maker, you tend to make more pasta than you need. All right, now we're gonna take that and we just gonna mix that all together. And just like that, folks, we have garlic noodles. Now, for the plate and the tasting. So let's taste these as is, but then I'm going to show you something else you can do. You can go to Create Simple Meals to find this other recipe I'm going to tell you about. So, now, also, if you want a little extra kick, you can take a little bit of red pepper flakes and throw in there. So that's plating idea number one. This is definitely not a meal for vampires. But you have to love garlic. There's a lot of garlic, a lovely garlic flavor in this. Now, I'm going to show you something. I go back to that story I was telling earlier about my daughter and her and these ideas, forgetting that the show is created for meals. Here's an idea. Let me move this out the way. Another way of serving this. So, we're going to take that pasta. And to that, pull this out of our way, son. To that, we're going to add in just a little bit of arugula. And then, if you go to createsimplemeals.com, I have a savory salmon recipe on there, and we're going to take some salmon, and we're going to put that right on top of there. Let y'all see how that looks. Actually, let's take some of this this sauce in here and put just a little bit of that on there. And just like that, folks, you've taken this simple meal and kicked it up just a small notch and added a protein to it. If you don't want to do fish, you can do chicken breast. You can even do some grilled tofu. But we did with a little salmon on here. And let's see how that tastes with that salmon and that arugula. I was concerned about this arugula thing. My daughter sent me a picture of it, but the arugula, the slight bitterness of arugula leaves plays well with the sweetness that's in that the garlic noodles. Because you remember we put brown sugar and oyster sauce inside of the garlic noodles, so that bitterness plays off of it. As always, folks, remember, when it comes here to cooking on Crazy for Meals, we only have those 3 rules. You must have passion, you must have patience, and you must be willing to practice. So until next Tuesday, we'll have hopefully another entertaining episode. You guys don't forget to send me your emails and ideas at askme@createsimplemeals.com, and we will see you real soon. I gotta find out what the hell is going on with Facebook.